man. It wasn't too bad. What it is, what it ain't, and what it should be. It's your boy K Hunter, man. And I done heard some things about Stephen A. Obviously, I seen the clip about with him and Bron. So I heard he had a little something to say about it. Now I ain't gonna watch this whole video, but I want to know what all was said. You know what I'm saying? I heard it got real heated. So we gonna see what he talking about right here. Let's get into the video.
LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation.
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit.
All right. We 9 seconds in this video. Okay. Stephen A., my thing with you is this. Where was all this when he was right in front of you? And you tend to do this with a lot of people. You get behind the camera or you away from their presence, and you got all this to say, but then when they in your presence and y'all can talk about it, that's your boy, or you trying to be buddy-buddy, or just quite frankly, you never bring this energy. So I don't want to hear something about being weak or this, and that. Because what's weak is how you on here now trying to be all tough guy and all this, and that. And when he was right in front of you, you look starstruck. So,
But in the moment, I knew that I was listening to a father. Here's what happened. I'm represented by William Morris Endeavor. The founder of William Morris Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, had courtside seats right next to the Lakers bench. He had Larry David with him, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm sitting with them. I get there in the first quarter. I'm sitting courtside, and I stand up, and then I got my head turned. And then I turned back around, and a lot of people thought this was the end of the game or something like that. This was in the third quarter. Crazy. Apparently, LeBron had walked out of the timeout, and I turned around, and he's right here in my face. He said, yo, you got to stop talking shit about my son. You got to stop fucking with my son. That's my son. That's my son. And I was like, what? He said, nah, fuck that. I said, yo, let's talk later. He's like, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. You got to stop fucking with my son.
all right. I'm not going to lie. It is weird hearing Stephen A. cuss like this. I'm not going to lie.
And I said, all right, though. And he walked off. So I remember during a timeout in the first quarter, seeing Bronny. And Bronny looked over at me. And he had this sad look on his face. And I'm imagining Pop saw that shit. It hit him. Yeah. And he couldn't hold it, and he rolled up on me. And so when I went on the air the next morning, first things first, believe it or not, I know this is shocking for people to believe, but I didn't have any intentions on talking about it until I woke up that morning and saw that the shit had gone viral. Once the shit had gone viral, the bosses at ESPN, now you gotta talk about it. This is you and him. You gotta talk about it. I said, fine. So I go on the air and I said, the first thing that I'm gonna do is establish that this was a father talking to me, not a player. And that was what threw me off. And I was glad, even though I thought that he misrepresented the argument, I was glad he did. Because you see, what he was really talking about, which was confirmed with his conversation with Richard Jefferson, is that I was talking about him as a father. And so what happens is that had he said that to me, then I wouldn't have been thrown off. I'd have came right back at him. Yes, I was. I was talking about you. You did this shit, which I'll get to in a second. But because he didn't do that, I said, fine, you let it go. Mind you, I just agreed to my contract. Courtside, that day was when it was announced. It's all over, everywhere.
We talked about
it. I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's a nationally televised game. The cameras are rolling. And I'm like, if I do anything, this is going to be a scene. Now, we can sit up here in front all we want to and act like we don't work for somebody. Damn it, I work for Walt Disney. And if I had gotten into some shit with him at courtside right there at that moment, no matter how right I would have been, it would have been wrong. And I was like, I'm not going to do this. But once I saw the tape of him talking to Richard Jefferson Saturday night in Boston, that was when I got really pissed because that was confirmation. Now let's get to the father thing. And I'm so glad y'all asked me about this shit because all I would ask is that I've been around for 30 years. Tell me the parent that said they heard me talking about them. I've never done it. What happened was this man was the one that said, you want me, draft him. I'll come play anywhere he's at. It ain't even about the money. This man is the one who said he's better than some of the NBA players are right now when he was in high school. If you go back and look at the tape, back then I said, stop. You can't do this. If you do that shit, you're bringing more pressure on your son. LeBron, stop. I said it then. This is before he got drafted. Stop doing this.
Huh?
That's what he was on the talk to Trey.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. See, look. I'm a germaphobe. And anytime I still live with my parents. You know what I'm saying? I got no shame in that. I'm still in college. I'm broke. It's besides the point. I know they pay bills, whoop-de-whoop. I'm a germaphobe. My number one pet peeve, okay, the number one pet peeve I have is please, I don't do it. She don't do it. Okay? Please don't wear shoes when you come into the room. You know how nasty shoes are? You know how many places shoes have been? So what did he just, I'm trying not to yell, but what did he just do? He just wore shoes in the room. So again, I try not to crash out because I understand this is his house. He pays the bills. He is my elder. He is my father. But what do I do every time he does this? Let me show you. See this? This is Lysol. Lysol, if you seeing this, I'm telling you, I'm probably your number one purchaser because I use this every day. This and disinfectant wipes. Why do I use disinfectant wipes? This. You know how nasty your phone is? Do you wash your phone before you put it on your bed? Before you just throw it on your bed? Do you wash your phone just after a day? After you done put it down on different desks and you know, you might have handed your phone for somebody, put their number in it. You know how you know how nasty your hands are? Do you wash your phone before you go to bed? Yeah, I know I got you thinking. Now you thinking, yeah, you wonder why you keep getting sick. Hello, it's not hard. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm not immune to getting sick, but I don't get sick a lot. Neither than that. I'm about to Lysol where he just stepped in. Should be all right. Let's get back to the video. Get back to the video. She'll live. All right. Let's go.
He goes to USC. He got the heart ailment. I'm like, thank God he's okay. He gonna be all right. But I'm not gonna go see him at USC just like I didn't go see him at Sierra Canyon because like I ain't see Melo's son. I heard your son is all world. I ain't see him. Your son, I never saw these guys until they came pro because I know.
What's wrong with USC?
No. It's not that.
okay.
I know that because of who I am and what I've established for myself in this industry, if I walk into an arena, everybody is looking for me to critique that person. And I don't want to do that because they on the come up. I'm not covering college, I'm covering pro.
And they kids.
Huh? And they kids. Well, I'm saying, but if I was a college reporter, then I would have had to. But I wasn't. So why am I going to be there? I didn't want to put that extra pressure. So I never went. I went on national television and announced to the world, I'm not going to see him. He goes to USC. I'm not going to see him. It's too much. It's too much. And then now he's got to overcome this heart ailment, so I can't judge him. But then they said, oh, he going pro. So then once you say he's going pro, okay, you're talking to the scouts and the evaluators and everybody else. Yo, man, this is them. He'll be lucky to be a second-round pick. He'll be lucky. He ain't ready, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I ain't seen him, y'all. I haven't seen him. Then all of a sudden, Rich Paul and others at Clutch, and then the story headlines follow. Boston might be interested, Golden State might be interested, Phoenix might be interested, Clippers might be. You start hearing all of this, and you're like, this could be true, or this could be them wielding their magic to make it look such a way. I say nothing. He gets drafted by the Lakers, which everybody knew was going to happen because, the skids were greased, and he gets drafted. I still say nothing. He goes into the pro. It's opening night. Now remember, most cats talk about the league. I cover it. What I mean by that is that you can give your opinion. You might not be on the phone with the commissioner. You might not be on the phone with the executive VP. You might not be on the phone with other people that work in these offices. I am. So because of that, I'm hearing all of this. Yeah, we just gonna go along with it. Opening night I'm talking about. Opening night. Him, Bron. We just gonna go along with it. Or you hearing the Lakers are just going along with it. You're hearing this stuff. Now, I'm not saying they told me that, meaning the commissioner or Jeannie Buss, but I'm saying you're hearing that from those organizations. So I'm getting all of this. I still say nothing. I'm at Crypto.com Arena. I'm one of those cats standing there.
Staples Center.
Ken Griffey, Senior and Junior, who all-stars, Hall of Famer, and Ken Griffey Jr.'s case, they got them there. And again, I've been covering it for 30 years, not NBA, sports. You understand? So how you think it's all looking to me? It's a little bit too choreographed. Hey, but I'm still. I'm still like this. Congratulations. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking, let's have this moment because LeBron deserves it. The brother, I got him number 2 all time behind Jordan, right? He's done so much for the league. He's generated so much money. I don't want to hear about Bronny and the $8 million. As far as I'm concerned, LeBron underpaid. This shit, that's $8 million he should have had in his pocket. It's no big deal to me. But the one thing I did say was, that one game right there is the moment. Now you got to go to the G League and earn your stripes. Instead, he's playing and playing and playing. And I'm getting stats, and he go against Philly. They put him in the first quarter, and Tyrese and them gave it to him. And
All right, this is where I'll say this. That Philly game he's referring to, I remember. They played in Charlotte the night, I can't remember if it was the night before or 2 nights before. And this is my first time going to see Bron. And, I'm hype or whatever. And I didn't know, cause, at that point, Bronny was, bouncing back and forth between the G League and the Lakers. So, he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't there. And I can't remember if it was the first night of a back-to-back when they went to Charlotte to Philly, or if it was a gap in between. But he wasn't there. So, I know they was on a road trip, obviously, because they was in Charlotte and then went to Philly. So, I think they flew him up there. I don't even know if it was the day of, if he was there, in the city. Besides the point, he wasn't with the team, is what I'm saying. So, in Bronny's defense, it's gang. Like I know you a professional, this, and that, but like the day before, I know I was at the game, he wasn't there. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like certain situations too. It's like, and Bronny didn't shoot well. I don't know if he played well, or I know he didn't shoot well that night in Philly. But it's like, bro, like I know I was at the Charlotte game, bro. He wasn't there at all. So I don't know if they had just called him out the middle of nowhere because they was resting something. I don't know how it went down, but I know for a fact he wasn't there the night before in Charlotte, and they had to call him up, and he flew down there.
And then they plaster on SportsCenter 0.3 points, 0.3 rebounds, 0.4 assists, blah, blah, blah. And I said, damn. Why? Because I'm like, now I can't ignore it. Because how am I doing my job? If now you put me in a position where because they put the stats up, everyone is blowing it up. They're putting it on all their social media pages. And it's like, how do all of that's happening? But Stephen A. Smith got nothing to say. I can't get away with it no more. So I go on the air and I say the same thing I said over the summer. Yo, LeBron, if we see this, you're his dad and you're a basketball savant. You must see this. Don't do this. Because you're putting him under such a microscope. It's going to be too much for him to overcome. Give him a chance. So that's what I said. And because I prefaced it by saying, as a dad, the only reason I said as a dad is because you marketed yourself as his dad to help him get into the league. You didn't do that. Melo didn't do that, or it hasn't yet, and I know he wouldn't.
D-Wade,
Tim Hardaway Sr., Rick Barry, the list goes. None of them did that. None of them. He's the only one. And I said, yo, that's why I'm saying this to you. I don't want to do this. I know your intentions are honorable. Go back and watch the whole tape of me saying it. I know your intentions are honorable. I know you don't mean harm. But there's some vultures out here, and they going to come for him. And how many times over the years, to get to your point, in terms of what you asked me about what you expect from me, Stephen A., blah, blah, how many, find the brothers in the industry that will tell you, I did not give them a lookout. I go up to them all the time. Yo, come here. I'm not going to be able to help you if you get to this point. You need to stop this shit right now because it's coming. It's coming. That, to me, is where I reach back and I pay back by giving cats the heads up of the minefields, because I've been here for 30 years. I got fired. I lost my job. They thought my career was over. I've been through all of this shit, all of it. And I'm like, yo, I know where the minefields lie. And I'm telling you what's coming. And then this shit go down.
No, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I know he a grown man. I know, like, you know, he got to keep an image or whatever because of his job. But hearing him just let him fly like this, bro, it just sounds so weird, bro. I don't know what it is. Hearing Stephen A. cuss sounds so weird, bro. And I know he cuss on the show, but like you could watching this, you could tell he be wanting to say 10 times more on that show that he can't say just because of the circumstances he in. It just sound weird.
And everybody act like I never said none of this. I said, this fucked up. Because if you go, it's all on tape. If you go back, I gave the heads up.
That's too easy for people to do. That's too easy for people to do.
Right.
So we shouldn't uplift our kids? Like, we can't
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You said what?
We can't uplift our kids? We can't say he's better than some of the players in
But
the
you gotta be truthful.
What you mean truthful? It's my son.
I don't give a fuck
think
if your son suck, your son
regardless
suck.
or not. I don't give a fuck. But it's my son.
Your son suck, he suck.
No.
Yes.
No, but he don't.
Not in his heart.
No,
Yeah, I understand.
he don't,
Listen, you can
though.
be that dad, but you made it to the high. You're not trying to live, but you not trying to live vicariously. You're not
so
trying to.
obviously he don't suck.
You're not trying to live vicariously
I'm
through your
seeing
son.
something that y'all seeing now, and I seen it. So
I'm not saying Bronny suck, but I'm just saying.
But you just tell me
honest. You honest. Yes, you can be that. Listen, I coach Little League rec girls basketball, right? Trust me when I tell you, some of them parents being there cheering they fucking heart out for their child.
Yeah.
You supposed to, shit. It's my child.
You see that product. They ain't got nobody athletic in their family tree.
Whoa.
Man.
Listen,
They're looking for an anomaly.
They ain't got athletic bone in their body. They ain't got athletic bone in their family
my son
tree.
averages,
And they got their child out here and they out in that motherfucker with signs and shit.
Right.
Go get them.
But
No.
but I'm saying this all
Your
started
child need a
because you
helmet.
said my child is better than some
They
of
don't
the
mean
players in the
that.
NBA.
They don't mean that. Wait, don't you coach your son on the girls?
No.
Oh.
This boy,
No, I thought.
He disrespect me.
No, I thought.
No, they ain't gonna do this in front of Stephen A. No, this is done. No,
I
we got
thought-
company. We got company.
No. Don't y'all play in the same league?
I got a 6-year-old son.
Yeah, my
He got
son,
a
nice as
son.
5. Nice.
Oh.
He
when-
play-
No, I got a no fool.
I thought you was coaching.
Ass boy.
But the other part that I would bring to you, the other part I would bring to you, Swag, is this.
That's all I'm saying, yeah.
Because you played in the NBA,
Yeah.
it ain't just about how you feel. It's about how you know what's coming.
And then I got another.
And so now, as a parent, you got an obligation to protect from what's coming.
To your point, right? I used to tell KJ all the time. Internally, I see it. You have what it takes to play in the NBA, right? All you got to do is keep getting better.
Right.
Right? This is my whole message, right? Keep getting better.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Bron is telling Bronny the same thing, but it was interrupted. Not saying that he can't get there, that he would never get there.
I think he got a chance.
But it was interrupted.
And they pivoted.
And they pivoted in a way that we all said, we all took pause in it, right? We're like, but that's their family, that's their decision.
Right.
So we all gonna sit back and whatever comes with it, comes with it.
I know I said I wasn't watching this whole thing, and I might not, but I ain't gonna lie, they low-key got me entertained, so we might be watching the whole thing.
And we're the same, I'm the same one that sit on this couch and say we're gonna treat him as the 55th pick, right? My son was the 52nd pick. I fucking get it, right? It worked out for KJ in year 5. He listened, he got better, he did things, he was in a decent situation to play. It just, right? It's just unfortunate my name ain't to that. Where everything that KJ has done, everything that he's doing is being critiqued.
But it's help.
Right, it's help.
Because with you were a Rough Rider. Everybody know you could defend your ass off. Everybody, you wasn't scared of shit. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't gonna be some soft ass playing alongside you. You wasn't having it. No one disrespects your son.
Because they scared of him. Just tell him.
But it's not. But no, it's not. It's not about being scared of him. No. It's his makeup.
It's a bully.
No. It's his makeup. Yeah, he was.
If you don't tell him, he's gonna make sure you tell him.
That you was a bully.
Tell him.
Bully.
Tell him he's the villain. Tell him. Yeah, tell him.
Don't clip bully.
Don't listen to these motherfuckers.
But what I'm saying is,
Underdog user, not on clip bully.
he was. So he comes into the league, but it's not just about respect for him as a player. It's respect for how he handled his son coming into the league. You listen. You talk. I had to ask you about your son the other day. I've been hearing about his son for a while. I had to ask him about him. You understand what I'm saying? You got to ask. I mean, Melo. Listen to Melo talk about how he had to step back. You know, he was desperate for his son to go to Syracuse, but he didn't want to influence him. You said Melo never talked about his son like that. You had to ask him. And so you see a lot of this stuff happen, and then you see this. And I'm like, so as a media member, now, this is the part y'all may not take into consideration. You don't have to care, but we do. If I don't say nothing. Wait a minute now. I would have said something about somebody else. I'd have said something before.
Okay.
How long am I supposed to go without doing my job? The brother is in the NBA. He is wearing a Lakers uniform. So it's like, wait a minute here. You got to a point where it left you no choice. So then all you could do is speak respectfully, but honestly. And then everybody was caught up in as a father. And I'm like, come on, man.
Steve,
Come on,
like
man.
this, Steve. This how simple it goes. It goes this simple.
Please.
Okay, let's see.
You've always been stand-up Steve. So whenever it's a situation that we looking Steve to stand up and they're trying to take that away from you, You got to look at it. From my perspective, I'm like, I'm always the one that's going to say something,
Y'all,
right? And I'm going to be always the one that's the hater. Because what I'm saying is in opposition to what everyone either believes or has been told.
Okay.
So I've always taken the Stephen A. Smith seat.
Okay.
I'm going to say it. Yeah, I said it. I know some of y'all feel that way, and I know some of y'all watching what I'm watching. But it's not a critique. It's just what I'm seeing. It's an observation.
Somebody want to play with their brother like that. The asses.
Yes,
The asses.
He took
Don't
up
say
Ross's
shit
spot.
about
Who
the
did?
asses.
Who didn't? You wasn't on the show then.
Justin Holiday.
He got
Motherfucker, I did.
criticized,
They don't
bro.
criticize
I said he was taking up a goddamn Ross's
Yeah.
What's
spot.
wrong with wanting to play with somebody you love? Or feel comfortable
When
with
J.R. Smith and Chris Smith,
J.R. Smith,
he got criticized for that.
No,
Yes.
they're not in the media like every day like LeBron is.
Well, and
But
The asses.
their dad isn't LeBron James.
Yeah,
but
fucking
it's a couple of
ESPN.
things.
Boom, there it is. That's the answer to all this right there. That's the difference. It's because he's related. His dad is LeBron James. That's why ain't none of these people have a problem with all these other situations with brothers and sons, all that. It's literally just because it's LeBron. And it's one of those things to where people either love LeBron or they hate LeBron. And those who hate LeBron are going to hate on Bronny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all it that's really all it comes down to, bro. It's because it's LeBron James' son. Period. Bronny could have been a lottery pick. And people would have still had stuff to say because he's not LeBron James. It would have been something negative regardless, just because who he's related to. That's just the sad part of him being LeBron James' son. And that's just facts.
Not in the GOAT debate. That's the point.
In a couple
In a couple
ways. Hold on.
No,
Giannis is a bad example. Giannis is a bad example. He's a superstar. He comes over to America, and they were talking about how he was alone and he's not comfortable because he's not trusting. So you got that man there to keep him comfortable. Wait a minute, he's worth it because you ain't going to the 12th man on the bench any damn way. So stop that. Now to get to your point, you're right, except for one thing. I haven't always spoken first. There's plenty of times in my career where I've laid back and I haven't said anything and I've waited. It's just that when I spoke,
That's what I'm saying.
that it resonates.
That's what I'm saying.
But
You holding
eventually I
back.
will. But it's not always first.
But you holding back sometimes works against you because you could have said it when everybody was feeling it and everybody knew it was supposed to come out and you supposed to say it, right? So you holding that Bronny information, you holding on to it, knowing we all saying it, right? And we waiting on stand-up Steve to say it because that's going to validate it.
Right.
It's like if Steve see it, we know it's boom.
Yeah, but in that situation,
I don't know if he said anything.
I didn't.
No,
in that situation,
He's the only foreigner that needed somebody next to him.
No, I said it.
no. I'm saying,
I said
He's
it.
the only foreigner that needed help.
he's the only forward
What's
a
his
brother
name?
that damn
What's his
good.
name,
How about
brother?
that?
What's his name?
Okay?
What's
Ain't
his
everybody
name?
ain't Giannis. Everybody ain't Giannis.
Joker brothers should be on the bench with him.
Like, I get both
They
sides
are on the
of it.
bench. They
Like,
behind
Giannis
him.
was
in the league
and also
before
him
Giannis.
taking up Ross's spot for
Right.
everybody.
Yeah, agree.
He was in the league before Giannis, though.
But you're not wrong with what you're saying. You're not wrong. I'm just saying that it depends on the story. Everything isn't meant to be put on Front Street day one. Sometimes you wait because sometimes the story is more potent when you wait, as opposed to you being just get it out there first. Nah, sometimes you want to wait and see. You can do that. You get to make that decision as a media member as long as you're honest about it.
Let me ask you this then.
Right, game more
Is the
information.
timing right now as potent as it is? Is it bubbled up at the right time now?
Well, he made it that way.
For everybody. For the league, for Steve, you just signed your deal. That happened. The league is just got Luka. They just turned the viewership coin. Everything has turned due to all of these interactions.
I'm
right?
still saying it still depends on the story. It depends on how much is something is resonating and how much is percolating. If the shit's percolating, then right, you touch on it. If it ain't that big of a deal in people's eyes, then you might wait. But he made it what it is. When he rolled up on me courtside.
But isn't it weak though?
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, you know he wasn't ready, right? As a father, you're still a father to your son. You're still trying to praise them and make them feel like they're worthy of playing basketball because they can get discouraged at any moment in time, right? So I'm pretty sure every game he's over the line, you got it, don't worry about it, just go out there, play your game. That's that part of it. The NBA part knows he's not ready yet, right? But as the father part, him sitting there nervous and shit, you're like, no, hey, relax. You're gonna go out there and play. At what point, when he gets drafted 55, do you supposed to sit back and be like, All right, there's nothing to talk about here. He's 55. He wasn't 17. He wasn't a first round. His draft status actually let you know what he was.
But what I'm saying to you,
he's at the back bottom.
That very draft status that you pointed to, all of us would have that attitude if his pops hadn't done what he did. So what I'm saying is that because of what he did publicly, we had no choice but to ultimately address it. Yep. And as a 55, all he had to do is this: listen, I got this moment with my son. All right, now it's time to go to the G League and do what you're doing, and we'll see you next year.
Or let the draft happen organically, and if somebody's going to draft him, let them draft. Like, you never know, just for shits and giggles. Right. What if somebody at 44 wanted to pick it? I'm just for shits and giggles.
No, I get
right. But somebody at 44 wanted to pick him, right?
Yes.
So you gonna stop?
Yes.
Because he wants to play with his kid. He don't want to see his kid.
He don't want to see his kid in the NBA.
Okay. He wants to play on the same team.
Go ahead. That's selfish.
I think we're
that's way different. That's way different.
And here's why. My son could have died.
Yes.
I've been in the league 21 years, right?
So what is the dream?
Hold on. I've been in the league 21 years.
What is Bronny's dream?
To be in the NBA.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been in the league 21 years. I missed 19 to 20 years of his life. You know how we are as parents. We're in, we're out, we're in, we're out. My firstborn with my name almost passed. And you're telling me that I'm gonna keep playing this league to miss this? Fuck no. This is gonna be the first time in my career where I get 365 days with my son.
But you don't.
I'm not letting someone else draft him. I want him near me.
What about
because of what happened?
Are you gonna do it?
Nah.
Price too?
But you don't get every day.
I do get every day. If he's on his team, I get every day.
But he's not. He plays.
I get more than I did for the last whatever.
He plays on the.
And that's facts, bro. Because to me, it's like, if anybody in the league got that right to be able to do that, it's Bron. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that was about as perfectly well said as it could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, was Bronny ready? No, he wasn't. But, I mean, it's probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity if something like this happen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Are you, like, if you in this situation and you're Bron, like, are you not going to try to, and you have all that power, are you not going to try to set it up to where you can play with your son? Regardless if you think he's ready or not, right? Because like they said, like, of course, like, as a dad, he going to feel like he ready. But as an NBA mind, like, no. Like, Bronny needed to stay in college. We all know that. But still, though, like, that's why you had the G League. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, Arena said it he perfect. Perfect. The way he just said it was perfect.
He gets to come home to me, though.
He lives by himself.
But what I'm saying, he gets to come home to me.
He's a pro.
Are you not? Are you understanding?
He's a professional.
I hear everything
that you're saying.
Once his kids, once something happens to his
Everything
kid,
that you're saying is true, Gil. Yes. Yes, absolutely. 100% factual. I hear you, yes. But what is Bronny's dream?
Bronny's dream was
to be in the NBA.
Bronny's dream was this: I don't give a fuck where I get drafted. I just want to hear my name.
So
that
why
was his
not?
dream.
So therefore, what I'm saying is
that was his dream.
Let that happen organically.
As a father, I don't want it to happen organically on your draft.
Hold on, Gil.
I wanted to happen on my draft.
Hold on, Swag. Hold on, Gil.
So you don't think it meant something for me to hear? Listen, I told y'all sitting in this motherfucker, I was a bigger wreck on KJ's draft day than he fucking was.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Right?
For sure. You should be.
A bigger wreck, I'm trying to stay away from him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because I don't want him to sense this shit.
Right.
Right? So yeah, I wanted more than he fucking wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's his dream and his journey is what I'm saying.
Who cried?
I'm happy for him. I did.
No. Who cried when Bronny got drafted?
I didn't watch.
They said it was Bronny. I thought I saw him crying.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure he did.
It's his only dream was to hear his
name called. Yes, I'm with you. I'm saying yes, Gil. Yes, absolutely. Hear his name called for any fucking team.
Right.
For any team. Right?
Right. But here's what he's saying. He said any team, right? Which means that when we're talking about the Lakers, that's about LeBron, not Bronny. Bronny wanted to get drafted by any NBA team. He wanted to hear his name. It was LeBron that wanted him as his teammate. So what I'm saying is, when you, because of the reasons you pointed out.
Yes, I
So
said
what I'm
yes,
saying to you is, if LeBron had rolled up on me, this is all he had to say, because I said this to Rich Paul when Rich Paul called me. I said, Rich Paul, I only asked for grace in one level, on one point. If you had called me and said, Bron, pissed off, motherfucker mad as hell, he wants to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay, don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Then as we speak, he says that, let's take an example, he said what you just said.
Yeah.
I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm gonna make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. I believe that he got potential.
Yeah.
I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's gonna be tough, but I think he could pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I was talking about your ass. You did this. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us gotta sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, God damn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm gonna be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it come to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up. I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me. Listen, Kenya told me, you keep talking about, I'm bringing this up for all fun. He talked about how he approached me in Puerto Rico. I swear to God, I don't remember. I swear to God.
Probably
but I know this much.
But you do.
And let me tell you what I did. I was writing for the Philadelphia Inquirer. This is from 1993 to 2010. Shit, I said, when the fuck he talking about? I called Philadelphia Inquirer. I said, I called my research, look up the archives. I want every goddamn article I wrote about Kenya Moore. I don't know what he's talking about, right? Because I'm looking at articles. I said, I knew that brother was a stud. I knew that brother deserved his money. Where the Nets go? Nets ain't going no fucking back-to-back finals without you. I'm like, I know, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking for the shit, and I found some shit where you got it was some shit with Byron Scott or whatever. But I don't know, but I'll take your word for it. My point is, Kenyon Martin would talk about, I rolled up on Stephen A. I'm like, he ain't the only one. There's plenty of motherfuckers that rolled up on me. Glenn Robinson and I mean, butt heads because I thought he got Randy Ayers fired. I couldn't stand his ass. Let me tell you, I mean, it got to a point where motherfuckers like just walk in between us because it was just hostility. I couldn't stand his ass. And then I was in Houston, and I saw Glenn Robinson III. And he saw me, and he put his head down, and he walked by me. I felt like such shit. I stopped him in the hallways of a Houston Rockets game, and I said, come here, man. Whatever's going on between me and your father, it's my fault. And when I see him, I'm gonna apologize. Because for him to look like that, we done took this shit too far. There's no reason for it. I just thought that you showed Randy Ayers the same grace as you showed Larry Brown or some shit. That's all it was. But for it to get like that, I didn't mean for that to happen. So I instantly told him, whatever it is going on between you and me and your father, it's my fault. Your father's fine. I'm the journalist. I'm supposed to know better. That's my fault. That's on me. Shit like that could happen with somebody like LeBron. But LeBron up here, and he know he up here. He don't give a fuck. The problem is when it comes to the media, God damn it, I'm up here. You understand? And as a result, you can sit up there, you can make some noise and make a scene and do whatever it is that you do. But you see, I got 10 hours of airwaves a week live. And I got my podcast. And I got other outlets. And y'all don't even know what the fuck is coming down the pike in terms of opportunities I got coming my way. I'm just getting started.
No, as soon as he turned his
not
back,
at all.
bow.
Nope.
Stephen,
Not
that question
necessary.
for you, though.
Not necessary.
Question
It's like, yo,
Question
what
for
it
you.
is.
Question for you.
It's what it is.
Serious question.
It's like, what was he gonna do?
Hold on.
No, I'm just saying, what was he gonna do?
But the thing is, right?
He rolled
hold
up
on.
on me, motherfucker.
See, the thing is, and
Up
that's
the money, baby.
so when we get to. So I told Angela, she does our social media. So we're gonna start a segment, right?
Yeah.
And you remember the old bracelet they used to serve, like WWJD?
Right.
Like what would you, so we just gonna change the letter, the J to a K, and what would Kenyon do? Right?
That's a good
So,
one. Right.
So see, people do that to people, right? Like people do that to people where they know what the response is gonna be, right? If he thought that Stephen was gonna be on bullshit in the moment, ain't no way he would have did that in that moment, right? If he thought there was a slight chance that this shit can go left, right? They're not gonna put themselves in that situation. Trust. You approach me, it ain't gonna be the fucking narrative that you. It's gonna be way worse than what you. Listen, it started out as you, and then take me out in cuffs. Cool. You bought this ass whooping upon yourself in public because you thought that was gonna be the narrative. It's not gonna be the fucking narrative. They do that shit to people who they think and they know they can get away with it with in public.
He ain't got to be swinging.
Stephen,
I'm not
serious
doing
question.
that.
He's not. That's him. That's why I said, what would Kenyon do?
A little trim though, just
Good
no accident.
And I
I'm
said
not
all
gonna
this,
do that
the
either.
Lord don't put me in them
But
kind of
was he wrong?
situations because I'm going to fail tremendously.
Was LeBron wrong?
I'm going to fail at
Joe
that.
Tsai, you're gonna have to try a little harder.
Serious question for you, Stephen.
That nigga-
Got something you want to say.
I know y'all don't fucking listen to shit I do anyway, but I'm a movie star now. Serious question for you. If LeBron would have came up to you, no, we good. Nigga, we got bags coming. We got bags coming. We buy bags. But serious question for you. Now you my dog. We got bags coming together. If LeBron would have came up to you and said, "Let's talk after the game,"
I'd have waited.
would you have brought Larry David with you though?
No.
Okay, just wanted to know. I'm bringing Larry David. What you gonna do now, bro?
I just met him.
I got Larry
I
David
just-
right
I
here.
just met him.
Comedic
But-
relief.
Right?
There's some smoke
But I'm
coming,
just
Larry.
saying, but seriously, it's
Hey,
like
commentate what he
it's
was
like
saying.
yo,
Narrate me.
like listen. When you got people, they got the podcast, they got the shows, and all of this competition going on. Most people in my position don't do a lot of interviews. You can't find them. So why do you find me? Because I feel I owe it. I've interviewed you before. I've interviewed you before. Yo, I'm talking about people. Why am I gonna write? What license do I have to? If you had something to say and you said, Stephen A., you free today? Man, I gotta rap to you about this LeBron shit. It's a scheduling issue if I don't show up. I'm not running. Because, Stephen A., I think that's some fucked up shit you did. Okay, let me tell you what happened. Now, if you still think I'm fucked up after I give you my version, I'm good with it. But the point is that, to me, when some of these players do shit, it's like everybody just take it as gold. I'm like, really? I'm like, they don't lie. They don't lie.
The biggest liars.
They don't bitch up sometimes. They don't come up with narratives to make you look bad to cover themselves. Oh, they just paragons of virtue. Come on, y'all. We know better than this. And I'm going like, and I'm not saying any of, you got cats. I had my man Cameron interview me. He was like this, do players talk to you? Oh, so, and that's my man. He's like this. I'm just asking. I said, people see 4 or 5 players getting on me and they think the other 440 plus don't talk to me? So you think I have information by accident? I said, do you know? I've been around. Yeah. It's GMs, it's presidents, it's player personnel directors, it's scouts, it's evaluators, it's owners. Mm-hmm. I remember one time, KD, one of the many times he talking shit, was sitting up there talking about, well, you know what? Fuck he know. Who the fuck he talk to? He in Brooklyn. fuck he know about Golden State? What the hell he know about what's going on? He turned around, he did a double take. Because that night I was sitting with the owner. Another night it was a GM for another team. Another night it was one of the GMs, assistant GMs. It's like, you don't know who I know. There isn't a team in the league that I can't get information from. And trust me, it might take a day, it might take an hour, it might take a month. But I'm going to get it if I want it.
It might take a day.
If I want it. Because when you've been around that long, they feed it to you. As this show continues to grow, remember I said this to y'all. All you motherfuckers got phones. You get text messages. Watch as you get 1 million and 2 million, because y'all going to be around, because y'all doing a hell of a job.
We're trying.
Why the hell I'm here.
Thank you, sir.
Here's the bottom line.
Thank you.
Remember this. You're
Exceptional
going to get
hustle.
to a point where your head going to be down a lot. Because they're going to be texting you about shit all the time. Because when you grow and you got a voice that resonates, they're going to start feeding you information. I'm at a point now I don't have to go to a game. I don't have to talk to anybody. Do you understand that there's nothing in my contract that says I have to talk to you? I'm talking about the players.
Okay, I thought you were talking about
No, I'm talking about players.
And I would understand if it was in your contract.
There's nothing in my, I get paid, when they get ridiculous, I'm like, I don't get paid to talk to you. I get paid to talk about you. I don't have to look at you.
Man.
But, Rashad, I still go to the games.
Yeah.
I still make sure they have access to me. I haven't changed my number in 23 years for the sole express purpose of making sure you can find. And we both know I got an excuse to change my number. Because when you make a little paper, everybody wants to
Everybody wants to borrow.
Everybody
want to hold something.
I got it damn right. You know what I'm saying? You know that shit.
Oh, especially now.
Exactly.
Boy, listen, Jack.
And I still can't change, and I don't change my number for the sole express purpose. I'm not hard to find.
Listen, I had the same. Listen, bro. I run into people. Hey man, let me get your number, and I give it to them. They be like, "Oh, I already got. Yeah, my number ain't changing. Yeah,
That's
listen,
right.
I don't change numbers. I'm not one of them guys. I ain't changed numbers in fucking
have
years.
I've been tempted to,
Right,
but
I ain't. I get you because listen.
I change mine every 3 months.
Nope.
I don't want to talk to you.
My number ain't changed.
right.
Because I had listen. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain. I can pick and choose who I communicate with, how I respond, and who I fucking respond to. If I don't want to fucking respond to you, I don't. If I will, if it's accordingly, or if it just want to be a one-word answer,
The whole shit is this. When you have platforms like this and shit like that, you got cats that's just real. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't bullshitting. Yeah. And so you gonna come at shit from a real perspective. What happens is that if you take issue, you might call a cat out, me or somebody else, because of what we said. This is where my problem lies. We got players in the league that do that shit and then start complaining about, you talking about another brother, you selling out, it's black. They doing shit like that. And I'm going like this. Y'all don't see what they doing? They trying to make it so it's difficult for you to walk the streets because it's like, when you see him, look, that motherfucker ain't for us. Yeah. That's what they trying to do. Oh, because you playing like garbage. Oh, because you ain't leading. Because you ain't living up to the expectations that you promised when you walked into the negotiating room and said, I deserve this paper. And then you gonna come at me and I'm like, y'all letting them do this shit? Mm-hmm. Because if they do, this is the one thing where my cachet comes into play. If you can do it to me, what's up for everybody else? Because if you covering the league and you calling it like you see it and you see what they doing and they able to twist the narrative, all I'm saying is, nah, don't let them do that. Fuck that. If I'm wrong, do you. But if I'm right, Stevie, they right. Don't let them get you like that. If they come and they say, fuck Gilbert. Who the hell is he to talk? Hold on. Was he right? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. Don't give me all that shit. Mm-hmm. Was he right? If he was right, then why are you doing that? Because you can't take the criticism.
It's going to be a butt with it.
And that's what it is.
It's going to be a butt with it.
And that's all I'm saying about a lot of these cats. Not most, not all, but it's too many of them. And they're getting away with that shit.
So how does Kobe move out of your top 2?
Kobe?
I wanted to say
He
that.
moved out?
I never had
How
him
did
in
you
my
let
top.
them
gonna
put-
say
how did
nobody.
you let-
A W video.